Hey there, this is the One Boom, and yes, this video is going to be critical of Modern Warfare, but so that nobody's confused, I love the game. I think it's more good than bad. It checks so many of the boxes that I laid out like years ago when I was talking about what I want from the next Infinity Ward Call of Duty. It has so many of the things I was asking for, despite maybe not always executing those things properly, but either way, it's not a perfect game, but it's a game that I enjoy. With that out of the way, I took about a 2-week break from it and decided to come back and let you guys know to check out my merch store that's linked in the description below, but also to tell you that I took about a 2-week break from it, and then since I've been playing it more solo, without any distractions from my friends or anything that could potentially alter my experience, I've been really focusing on the game itself. And two big things have stuck out to me as main problems that need to be fixed if I am to fully enjoy this game. That is to say, if these things are never fixed, it's not like I'll just never play the game anymore, but these two things are holding the game back. And so in this video, we're talking about one, and in my next video, we'll talk about the other. So that's easy for me, and now I have my next video planned out. That's how we do it here. So this first one is bigger than the next one, so let's start with the big one. Weapon balance in this game is trash. Now, this is something that, and hold on, this is something people have talked about for a while. When it came to the MP5, the M4, the Kilo, the 725 when the game first came out, we know that weapon balance has not been this game's strong suit. And really, with most games, it's not a strong suit. I'm sorry, I just haven't played an FPS game where the weapon balance is perfect, where the hero or operator balance is perfect. And you might think, well, games like Modern Warfare 2 had perfect weapon balance. No, actually, this game has the same problem as Modern Warfare 2, and that's why we're going to be talking about it. Also, when it comes to Modern Warfare 2's weapon balance, how the hell would you know? That game ran on only peer-to-peer with, like, I believe 10 hertz servers. There's no way we can really decide whether or not Modern Warfare 2 had good weapon balance. So many of your kills and deaths in old Call of Duty games were absolutely due to connection, and not just high ping, just unstable, crappy peer-to-peer connections on 12 hertz, 10 hertz servers. And I know some people think that Modern Warfare has 12 hertz servers. No, it has 12 hertz peer-to-peer connection, and unless you live a crazy distance away from a data center, you're connecting to dedicated servers. No, Modern Warfare has the same problem as Modern Warfare 2, and 3, and Call of Duty Ghosts. It has the same problem that's also in Advanced Warfare. It's a problem that plagues many FPS games. I've talked about it on this channel before, but after leaving the game for a couple weeks to play other things, coming back, I have a lot of trouble using weapons that don't have the following criteria: low or easily controllable recoil, a rate of fire that's around 750 RPM or higher, and then a nice handful of solid mobility stats like aim down sight speed, sprint out time, and movement speed. The cherry on that cake is a magazine that goes over 30 rounds, and you have yourself a meta controlling weapon. Good job. Oh, and up close, the weapon should be no more than a 4-shot kill, 3-shot preferred, and you might think, okay, well, you're getting pretty specific now. Actually, I'm not. While not 100% meeting all of the criteria I listed, we have the Grau, the Ram, the M4, the Kilo, and the MP5. The gameplay you're seeing here is the Kilo because it's the starting assault rifle and is therefore going to be the poster boy of this issue. This is nothing new, but let's break it down anyway. Low recoil means less work on behalf of the player, obviously, or more controllable, very predictable recoil. Also, this game allows you to stack like 3 attachments that help with recoil, control, and stabilization. Control being the magnitude of the recoil, usually the vertical. Stabilization being the randomness, usually the side to side, the horizontal. Luckily in this game, if you stack a ton of recoil controlling attachments, you slow down one of the parts of criteria that I listed, which is mobility. So if you want to really slow your gun down, you can make it super accurate, but at least you won't be running around corners, jump shotting people, and being a speedy little fuck with it. So either way, that is a positive aspect of Modern Warfare's weapon balance, but it doesn't negate the issue. The setup you're seeing in the gameplay here, depending on what I'm using, is a Merc foregrip, a stipple grip, fully loaded, and then I mess around with barrel and sight attachments. This weapon firing at 750 rounds per minute isn't the fastest. The M4 is faster, the Ram 7's faster. But the thing is, This 750 round per minute weapon is coupled with low recoil, solid mobility, and whether or not I'm hitting the body or the head, I'm probably going to be getting a 4 to 3 shot kill. Getting into really long ranges, it'll be anywhere from 6 to 4 shots to kill. So if I'm not missing, I'm likely going to be able to take you out within 3 to 6 shots. That's the range that this gun is going to be able to kill you in. That many shots to kill at 750 rounds per minute. That 750 rounds per minute allows me to miss shots. It allows me to sweep you. If you are in front of me and you start doing some maneuvers to not get hit, I do not have to adjust and pace like somebody using an AK, an Odin, or a Scar, or an S87 has to do. Though I still think the M13 is an incredibly fun weapon, after leaving the game and coming back, it's really hard to justify its use. Yes, if you're able to land headshots and headshots only, the M13 will treat you really well, and I recommend you learn the weapon. But coming back to the game and being sort of rusty at it, I just found myself immediately going to the Kilo and the M4 and the MP5. And also the Ram 7. Despite it being a weapon that's only better than the M4 really within its 4-shot kill range, and the M4 just sort of tanks it from there on, then again I haven't done any testing since the M4 nerf, but either way I've been enjoying the Ram 7 more because it fits this criteria. When I go to shoot you, there's so little for me to do. I don't have to control recoil that much. I don't have to worry about myself or you strafing. They're mobile weapons. I don't need to sit and camp and mount walls with them. I can actually go out and fight you with them, and I can get in your face or I can take you out at long range. They're very versatile. They dominate, I believe, 90% of 6v6 and 10v10 map engagements. They're highly customizable, the M4 being the most customizable, and they have the beautiful cherry on top of having the ability to run 50 to 60 round magazines. Even the Ram recently got a buff, which allowed it to have a 50 round mag instead of a 45 round mag, which is super cool because, you know, that's what we needed. And even despite my love for weapons like the AK, the Odin, the M13, and the FAL, only the M13 and the weapons I just listed there fits most of the criteria I mentioned. It just needs 5 shots to kill. And they're kind of stuck with that over there at Infinity Ward, because if they make this a 4-shot kill, it's going to absolutely dominate the game. 900 round per minute 4-shot kill up close, are you kidding me? No. These weapons increase your margin for error. You don't have to worry about recoil, you don't have to worry about your shot pacing, you don't really have to worry about ammo, and on top of all of that, these weapons have really nice iron sights, so you don't even need to waste an attachment slot on an optic like I usually do. If you want a 50 round assault rifle that's low recoil, capable up close and at long range, coupled with the fully loaded perk, you can do that. And you just have ammo for days. Ammo in your mag, ammo in your reserves, ammo to spray all over the place at around 750 to 840 rounds per minute. You will get absolutely framed by these weapons sometimes because, of course you are. These weapons also have just enough recoil at longer ranges to kick up for a headshot. The AUG with 9mm ammunition fires at 750 rounds per minute, the same as the Kilo, and the MP5 fires at 800 rounds per minute whether or not you're using the 10mm rounds or the 9mm rounds. And those weapons are low recoil and they have solid damage and solid damage over range. So how can we fix this? Well, it's so easy. There's 100 ways to do it. I'm sure you've already thought of it, but here's my opinion, because I'm noticing a trend when looking at weapon stat charts in Modern Warfare. So, how about this? Because all of the dominant weapons in Modern Warfare fire at 750 rounds per minute or higher, that is able to get a 3 or 4 shot kill to the body gets the sweet, sweet nerf of decreased stability. Stability being the randomness in your recoil, the side to side, not the magnitude of recoil, that can stay the same. But stability is oh so much harder to deal with. And there's less attachments that help with stability than that help with recoil. In fact, I don't think for any of the weapons I've mentioned have more than 2 ways to increase recoil stabilization, which again is randomness. The weapons would still have their same feel, but there would be more randomness in their recoil, a little bit more drastic randomness, more horizontals side to side. The weapon kicks up the same amount, but it goes side to side more so on its way up to the top of its pattern. So your M4 doesn't kick any higher, but it goes side to side a lot more. See, now I've reiterated it 3 ways so nobody can misunderstand me. And then we nerf 50 to 60 round magazines by making them slow down the weapon even further, and also have them slow down your reload. And there we have a beautiful set of fixes. Suddenly, your 50 round easy to control assault rifle is reloading slower, it's slower in terms of movement speed, and has more zigzag to its recoil pattern. And you could probably tighten it up all the way with a commando foregrip and a muzzle brake. You could probably just tighten it up perfectly with those 2 attachments. But there goes your recoil control unless you want to add a barrel that does that, and there goes your movement speed. This would make these weapons better for close range, which is what high rate of fire assault rifles should be for. They should not dominate at all range, and same for the SMGs. You shouldn't be getting melted by an MP5 at mid-range, but even after its nerf, that's what's happening. The Kilo is so easy a toddler could use it, and I'm okay with that. You could have your ease of use, low recoil assault rifles, but there should be some more random side to side and a much bigger downside to using large 50 round magazines. I'm just tired of getting dumped by people with 50 rounds, so if they miss 20 rounds, they still have a whole default mag's worth of ammo to hit me with, and it shouldn't be hard because those weapons don't have recoil, and they fire at around 750 to 840 rounds per minute. What keeps the M13 in check is its inability to 4-shot to the body, but its ability to 3-shot to the head rewards a skilled hand. Similar to the fact that the Odin and the Scar and the AK reward a steady, accurate player, I think the M4, Kilo, MP5, AUG, anything that fits the criteria I mentioned should reward a player that's capable of choosing their engagements instead of being able to do pretty damn well in all of them. Keep the magnitude of the recoil the same, but increase the randomness within it and nerf large magazines. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to hear from you, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.